I had a fun time last night participating in a sing-along. So it was a bunch of us around, several people had guitars out, and we were singing some of the old favorites from the past. And I started thinking about the question that sometimes people ask me, which is, how often should I repeat my best stuff, my best social media, my best stories, my best product launches, all those kinds of things like that. And as I thought about it, I thought, when you go to a concert, here's this artist up there, and they are playing, they've got, I have no idea, let's just say 20 songs in their set list. And here's what happens. They're brand new stuff that no one's really heard. You sort of fall asleep to it. And then they play that song that you fell in love to, that you grew up in high school with, that you danced to, and the entire audience, 100,000 people in a giant stadium, is all singing along to that song. And I thought of this comment: never be afraid to replay your hits. That's what all the best artists do. And I have no idea who originally said this, but I took this from a tweet by Caitlin Burgoyne. And as I thought about that, I thought that's exactly what happens at concerts. That's exactly why we play our favorite playlists, or hey, if you're into vinyl, why you go back and you play that, because they're the best hits. That's what you're really looking at. And I was thinking about our lives, and it's like, how often do we play our best hits? So how often do we tell our best stories? Now you have to be careful, because a story starts to lose value when everyone's heard it. But here's one of the challenges, is that sometimes people really want to hear that story again because they love that story. And so one of the things you may want to do is sort of keep track of where you tell your very best, most productive stories, and so that you're not overusing them. But don't be afraid to use them, because there are people in the audience who've never heard them. What about your best videos? By all means, use that. So one of the things that I love, so for example, Jeff Walker, he has this one video that every time I see it, it's like, I know that there's a part in there that just touches me deeply, this one comment that's made in that video. And so every time I see it, I think, I love this video. And so don't be afraid to even use your best videos. What about your best social media? Recognize that if you've got 50,000 followers, 200, 2,000 see it when you post it. And so that means 49,800 or 48,000 never saw it. Don't be afraid to repost your best social media. Don't be afraid to offer your best products a couple of times a year so that people have a chance to get them. Don't be afraid to repeat your best hugs, because I don't think anyone ever gets tired of those. Now, some people may not want you to hug them, and so that's why we get permission, those things. But boy, especially with your loved ones, don't forget to repeat your best hugs very frequently. So here's the key. People don't get tired of your best. In fact, they love them. And here's the other piece. You'd get tired of your material long before they do. So, to go back to the very beginning, don't be afraid to repeat your hits. That's what all the best artists do. What do you have that you ought to be repeating more? Let me know in the comments. This is Don Crowther saying, just go do this stuff.